Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies that talks that nerd shit. This is episode 509, and we are kicking off our International Film Month here at the Nerdcore on September's theme with our review of Tigers Are Not Afraid. And as always, this is an Nerd Chicano here to host the show, alongside our wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Monday, Labor Day.
Labor Day, that's
Boy,
right.
I didn't do a bit of fucking labor.
Yep, you didn't do a bit of fucking labor until right now, right?
Fucking lazy. I do have something to say, and I'm gonna let CM Punk say it for me.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Yeah, Brad.
That's how I feel.
Brad's been feeling that way for a couple of years now. Hi, Thief. Hi, Brad.
Hey.
What's going on?
How's it going, Kylie?
Woke up today, day one of being High Fly Radio champion, undisputed High Fly Radio champion. I don't care how you want to call it, but feeling good, feeling great.
I mean, it's one thing to be champion. It's one thing to also be champion and have the worst record out of everyone.
Still champion, motherfucker. Brad, what did you do today on your Labor Day?
I didn't do shit.
Love it.
I didn't do fucking shit yet.
It's a day off, bro.
You know,
we were watching Sandman.
I'm on episode 4 of Sandman, so I did do that. But before, I really didn't do anything. I tried to read. I read a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I was like, I should get on the treadmill, and I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like getting on the treadmill. I might lift tonight, but you know, today's wasted. Today is a waste.
Damn. Well, what's it called?
Again?
I woke up early today. Jeez, Kylie.
Again, Kylie? Like, stop giving Tom Cruise your money.
I woke up today. I woke up early today. Realized that the reason I woke up early today was not needed, so went back to bed.
Welcome to Labor Day.
And then
when does our time zone change?
Woke up to my dog deciding that she wanted to bite through my glasses.
Those are new too, huh?
Nah, they're not new.
No? Okay.
Nah,
well,
bro.
At least there's that.
Nah. You know, she decided she wanted to, bite my glasses. And, yeah. I did that. Watched this film and recorded this week's video for Between the Frames. Need to, edit that tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see what works. But other than that, pretty much no labor. Oh, well, I guess you could say some labor was done today. What do you think, Brad? You'd say that some labor was done today from my end?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Sure.
Well,
I mean, you did wake up early and you're like, fuck it.
I bought it on digital. Then I checked, it's still in theaters. Yeah, they're not in theaters.
Yeah, it still is in theaters. Like, I was looking up my cinema that I like to go to because we still have like $150 in credit. And yeah, Top Gun was like 2 times that you could go see it. And I'm just like, no.
I'm okay.
Like, I'll wait.
Okay.
Like, there's nothing really playing right now.
Yeah.
I think it had a few indies in there, and then it was just like, yeah. I'm not going to make the trip up there just to do that.
Thank God for A-list. That's right. But other than that, just not much going on today, man. This weekend was a long weekend. A lot of that we had to do, so I'd say that we deserve to have a pretty good, chill Monday. Thank God it's on a fucking Labor Day, so.
Yeah, thank God it came after that fucking long-ass show yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Although I did stay up and watch House of the Dragon. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
You fucking did. I need to watch that after I'm done.
I fucking stayed up and watched that. I'm gonna watch it again though, probably for the end of the week.
Not to bring things back to wrestling, but now we know Rhea Ripley apparently can turn men into heels. So keep her away from the big show.
It's a big show.
That's the man of 1,000 turns. But
I mean, you know, she might be the reason Dominic finally gets a fucking haircut. Like you have to have a certain look to pull off that. Pull off the mullet. Eddie could pull it off because he's fucking Eddie Guerrero. Eddie could pull off like fucking a shaved head if he wanted. Dominic, you look terrible. Terrible. Just shave it.
Oh man.
Fuck. I don't know what Ray like. I don't know if Ray was trying to like, do an in memory to Eddie by having his son have a mullet for his entire life, but come on now.
Oh man, but
Enough is enough. Let Rhea just shave that goddamn thing off.
I just love her. I would love for her just to like shave it completely off and it's like being bald and
Yeah.
But yeah, man. That's the what's it called? But we're here to kick off International Film Month, and of course, we're looking at films from different countries this month. We're looking at Mexico, we're looking at Colombia, we're looking at Japan, and of course, we're also looking at Hong Kong. And we're gonna be covering these films, man. I'm excited.
Before we get into that, I do have a gripe.
What's up?
They are re-releasing Avatar.
Oh yeah,
again.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I just saw that. And like,
they made
4K restoration or some fucking bullshit. I'm just like, they do this every time because they want to get that top spot. And James Cameron's a bitch. That's basically what that is.
So Brad, apparently like it's in 160 FPS. I don't remember what.
I don't care.
Like
I don't care about the movie's horrible. It's terrible. You can watch the Smurfs and get something more out of that because it's the same fucking thing. But I just saw that. I'm just like, they're re-releasing this so they can take the top spot from Marvel, who's then going to release Infinity War, and we're just going to have this for my entire lifetime until I die. That's how this is going to go. Or until James Cameron dies.
Until James Cameron dies.
Which he's not, because he's probably a cyborg already, like Cher.
Yeah. I was gonna say that they changed the logo, dude. It's not the papyrus logo anymore.
Oh, thank Christ.
Yeah. I'm going to see him funk on Avatar.
Did you know I saw his submarine once?
When?
I was driving on the highway. This was like
years ago?
10, 12 years ago. I was driving on the highway and I go to pass this big truck and there's a big green fucking submarine on the back of it.
Damn.
And I just go, what the fuck? And there's a little thing that says like James Cameron's whatever fucking sub. And I'm just like, okay. You know, when you have too much money after making like, 2 movies, that's it right there.
Damn.
When you can afford a big neon green sub. I'll have to go back and find the picture. It's still on my phone somewhere.
Well, what's it called?
I just threw you off right there, didn't I?
You're
just thinking of James Cameron's fucking giant submarine just going down the highway at like 80.
Let's talk about a good movie today. Let's actually talk about a good movie today, because
well, I mean, Terminator's a good movie. That's by James Cameron. Might be the only one.
Terminator 2. That's
Terminator 2. Okay, Terminator 2. Yeah, Terminator and Terminator 2. You got it. Yeah. Terminator 2 is probably the best.
Yeah, but enough about James Cameron. I don't want to talk about James Cameron anymore. We're here to talk about Issa Lopez's Tigers Are Not Afraid. This is Brad's pick. He's kicking off the month. He's got the Patreon mini pod pick this month. So let's get this going. Kylie also says, what? It wasn't the Yellow Submarine? No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't the Beatles or Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds or any of that. Yeah.
But if you have not watched Tigers Are Not Afraid, then you want to get out of here because we're going to be spoiling the film. But if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already seen the film, then go ahead and stick around. Either way, how you say it, it's all good here because this is your one and only spoiler warning. And it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still can't hear it in my ears.
It played.
Yeah.
You just want me to tell you, like, do you want me to put like a thumbs up in the comments of it? Like, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to guess it plays because.
Yeah, it played.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why you can't hear it. That's weird.
Me neither. It's probably something to do with my my what's it called my
setup.
That's the setup. Fuck it. I'll take care of that later. Brad, introduce us to 2017's Tigers Are Not Afraid.
I am about to butcher all these names. I swear to God, and it's the worst because Raul will be like, "You butchered all of those fucking names, you asshole." But anyways, coming from our one and only source, Wikipedia, Tigers That Are Not Afraid is a 2017 Mexican crime fantasy horror film with elements of magical realism, written and directed by Isa or
Isha
Isa.
Lopez. Yeah.
Isa Lopez. The film is produced by Marco Polo Constanz under the banner of Filmadora Nacional. I'm waiting for you just to step in and be like,
I
"That's
got
not
you,
how
bro.
you
Hold
say
on.
any of that."
Let me pull it up on the side. I got you, bro. Because poor Brad. Poor Brad.
I'm
How
butchering.
long? How many years you been living in what's it called? In fucking Arizona?
Yeah, I still haven't learned Spanish. I learned all the bad words.
Yeah, of course you have. Yeah, keep
When
on
we
going,
first
Brad.
learned. Filmadora Nacional and Pelagrosa. The film stars Paola,
Paola
Lara, Juan Ramon Lopez, Yanis
Guerrero.
sorry, Rodrigo Cortez, Hanso Casillas, Neri Arredondo, and Tinoch Huerta.
Yeah, Tenoch. Because that's
Tenoch.
Namor, Brad. That's who's playing
Yeah.
Namor. Yeah, Tenoch.
Tenoch Huerta.
No, Huerta.
Huerta. Why do I want to make it Jewish?
H is silent, bro. Remember, Brad. The H is
Huerta.
silent in what's it called? In all in Spanish. You don't say the what's it called?
Add a
You
little
don't say
phlegm
it.
to it. Don't add a
Yeah.
little phlegm to it.
Yeah. All right, Brad. You want to tell us who did the cinematography?
Cinematography: Juan Jose Saravia, edited by Joaquim Marti. Music by Vince Pope. See, this is why I should read this beforehand.
Vince Pope is so easy for you to read, though.
Vince Pope, yes. Well, I'm surprised I didn't go Pope, but it's Pope, yes.
Yeah.
Running time 83 minutes, so not a very long movie.
Now we're in 23. Yeah.
Box office $576,164, which I imagine didn't open to a lot of theaters in the United States.
Nah, it wasn't a big. What's it called? Opening here. I'm pretty sure a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of that's fucking.
Did this get any awards?
No.
They didn't really go to any.
No, but what's it called? This really got the attention of certain people like Guillermo del Toro, Noah Hawley, Jason Blum. So she's now developing projects with all those three people.
Oh, I can see this being, because this remind me a lot of Guillermo's Devil's Backbone, especially that ending scene where she opens the doors. Like, do we have a spoiler warning on?
Yeah, we're okay. Good. We're good.
I just ruined the movie for everyone.
No, we said our spoiler warning. No, we did our spoiler warning.
Okay.
Yeah. But I agree with you, man. I agree with you. What's it called? And I first watched this film for Cinema Condition, which I will let you all know once again. Please go check out that episode. Cinema Condition was season 1. I discussed it with my good friend Mariana, and we talked a lot about the intricacies of this film. And Brad, I also, before I forget, because I'm gonna forget this, she is the one who is going to be writing, producing, and directing the 4th season of True Detective.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, she's doing that. But
that's
what's
good.
it called?
I'm looking forward to that. They bringing Woody back? Matthew McConaughey? Probably not.
When I first watched this film, I was just like, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was just amazed by the way they're able to tell this. She's able to tell us the story of a year, well, not a year, like, long conflict that is the drug war in Mexico.
Well, and a lot of individuals you never think of are affected, and then you think about it some more. You're like, oh yeah, if all the adults died, all the kids are kind of left.
Yeah, and that was the thing that caught me the most. It was the fact that we're concentrating on the kids, because you guys just think about it. It's called what happens when mom and dad
don't come
get
home,
killed or taken away, and grandma isn't alive anymore, and grandpa isn't alive anymore.
Yeah.
Where do these kids go? Going to the street. What's it called?
Well, then it's 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 really heartbreaking because you look at numbers like this, like they had in the beginning, like 162,000 victims of cartel violence,
Hmm.
and most unfortunately for most people, that's just a number.
Yeah.
Like it's so giant, like we never really think about it, and that's kind of always the issue. It's just it's so numerous that your mind can't wrap around. 162,000 people are just gone.
Yeah. It's a lot of people. A lot of people. Um and the other thing that what happened was if they weren't what's it called go to the street, they ended up being picked up by the cartel. They ended up being
And then
picked up,
sold or whatever happened to them.
trafficked, sold, trafficked, trained to be part of the cartel,
Yeah.
and it's just a vicious cycle that would continue. But what I found, like when I watched it, I was just so captivated by that, and now rewatching this, I'm amazed. I think that this is one of the strongest debuts coming out of Mexico because it had been a while since I could say that something came out of Mexico that was like grand. That I was like, oh shit, like this really hasn't been done before yet. Like this wasn't, they haven't really touched it like this. And I was just amazed by how Isa Lopez was able to bring this narrative through like horror. And you would think it would be like the most simple way of tackling this with horror, but it's not. It's a giant metaphor of like trauma and
Yeah.
what follows us. And yeah, I love this film. I want to give it to you, Brad. What are your initial thoughts on Tigers Are Not Afraid?
I mean, I was very pleasantly surprised by this film. I knew you had told me about it back
Hmm.
when you had first reviewed it, and it had slipped my mind from then. And then we got into that discussion what about a month or two ago, and
Yeah,
this movie got brought up again, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna choose this for International Film Month, and I remembered that I said that, so this is why we
yeah,
have this.
yeah.
And yeah, I this the thing that it reminds me very much of Guillermo's work, which is never a bad thing.
Oh
So
God,
if
no.
you reminded me of Guillermo's work, that's always a good thing. It reminds me of Devil's Backbone and Pan's Labyrinth. Um, a lot of not fairy tale esque, but moving when you have the tiger toy moving, when you have the mother, um, basically mother's ghost, mother's zombie, mother's corpse, whatever it is, kind of over protecting over her mother. Um, and the story, I think the story is probably the best part of this, other than I don't know where he found all these child actors that could act, but they fucking did an amazing job.
These kids are
Um,
so good, dude.
so good, and it's just one. It's like they're probably not even like most of them probably aren't even close to 15, if that. And they just did an absolutely great job in this, which tells you like the director was really on their shit because she could get you know kids who probably didn't have that much experience acting to put on I'd say award winning performances if it had gone
Yeah.
to get awards. And I mean I really like the story. I really and it doesn't really slow up. It shows you like how violent the cartel is, and it doesn't pull punches, even with kids in here. And I think that's what makes the film as great as it is it's true to its narrative. It's this is what's happening. And there is some fantasy elements to this, but overall what's behind it is the cartel violence.
Del Toro has Netflix anthology series coming out next month. I wouldn't doubt Lopez was among the names of the directors considered. Stacy, I believe I would need to look at that, but I hope so. Brad, you were asking about awards. This, what's it called? Of course, they didn't get anything at like the Golden Globes, at the Oscars, right?
No,
I think this film actually
nothing.
made it to the United States like 2 years later, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that's
Which that's probably not unheard of,
yeah.
for being
Well,
honest.
Shutter, what's it called, didn't actually come in at that year. Like Shutter rose to prominence, so Shutter picked that thing up, and that's when it started to pick up here. But
Yeah.
at the Mexico version of the Academy Awards, it won Best Actor. Juan Ramon Lopez won for Best Actor, and the film won Best Makeup. But it was nominated in multiple categories. Yeah. So and that's what I'm telling you, like, and that's, when it comes, so what you were saying, when it comes to like how Del Toro kind of makes his films, and Visa Lopez kind of took a bit from that, and it was like, and like you say, it's not a bad thing, bro, because guess
No,
what, like, that's
I
how it
I I,
works.
I mean it'd be different if she took all the bad things from Del Toro films. There's not very many of
No.
them, but
Yeah.
no, she had her story and she incorporated parts that are very Del Toro esque, which is not a bad thing. It's like when
Yeah.
Tarantino takes from certain aspects of films. It's
Yeah.
generally not a bad thing because he's taking the best fucking things of those films.
Well, because remember, and I said that's how it works, because apparently she's listened to what the major lesson is that El Toro constantly talks about, and why he loves magical realism so much, and why he loves monsters, because the monsters are only a symbol of what the actual, horror is in the world, and
And the horror generally is always the humans
the
in the
humans.
in
Yeah.
the stories, which in this one it is.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not even just the violence, it's the fact that the police are involved. The police know about this and they don't do anything to stop it because
Of the
they're the
police,
ones involved.
at least the police they showed in this, like the police are definitely involved. The ones they showed in this,
Oh
they didn't
yeah,
want anything to do with it. They were
because
scared.
they knew who that was.
Yeah,
They knew who
and
it was, and they were like,
they were
"Yeah,
like,
I'm not
nope.
gonna mess with that." And yeah, they were like, I don't know what Burke said yesterday about not touching. Oh yeah, when he was talking about the Tay match, not wanting to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Mm-hmm.
The police
That
didn't
was
want to touch
them. That
this
was
with a
them
ten
after
foot pole.
viewing the phone. They're like, nope.
Nope, they didn't want to touch that, and and he's talking about how, like, um like, when the little girl first joins the group, they're like, oh, I'll just send her with them, and like, no, like, what they're gonna do to her,
Yeah,
and it's
they're just
like,
gonna give her up.
yeah, and they're gonna, do terrible acts on her, and they're gonna traffic her, and she's gonna end up
And
becoming a
probably
sex
leave her
traffic. She
somewhere.
can get sex
Yeah,
trafficked. Yeah.
either sex
And
trafficked or dead.
yeah, and it's like all of these things are like, presented here, and Isa Lopez does not manage to like shy away. And then I also just love the look of this film. The cinematographer did a great job. It has a very like rough look to it,
Hmm.
but it's
But
still very
that's the
captivating.
story. That's the
Yeah, but it's
story. It's
still
a
very
rough, gritty
captivating.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the night scenes in this were really great.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And she just, usually, like, I'm like, oh my god, what's it called, freaking jump scares and stuff like that, but like, I think that she works with these horror elements well. Like, she actually puts them to good use. Like, you're not like jumping because you're so scared, more so like you're uncomfortable, because like,
Yeah.
what this represents, and how badly like all of this is coming to fruition, and it's just where we end up is just, it's like so sad, man. It's just you and I both knowing how this works, and how like we've seen it over the years, and how much this war has like
Hmm. And just
plagued.
being on
And
our side, and on our side, it's usually toned down. But I
yeah.
have coworkers who live in Mexico and come to work over here, and it's just like. And granted, in Mexico, the papers and the news, they don't blur anything.
Oh
They
no,
show it for
no,
what
no,
it
no.
is.
Yeah, they do not blur a damn thing. Yeah, they will show all the blood and all that, and it's just,
And it's rough because there's nothing really regular people can do about it. um there was one story that they had on the news, and I someone had I guess a member of a cartel did something against that cartel. That cartel literally like ended part of his family in one city and drove all the way down to the other city and ended him. So it was just like there's no there's really no fighting that. Like the police aren't going to do anything, government's not doing anything.
yeah,
It's just a sad kind of
it's a vicious
event.
cycle,
Yeah.
vicious cycle. And yeah, I think that just Tigers Are Not Afraid is probably one of the most interesting films that have come out recently from Mexico, and I think it's one of those films that you all need to check out, especially if you like horror. Like this really could have been either this month or next month, y'all. Because like
Yeah,
this was,
this had good horror elements. I especially like the way they had the mom, like she wished for the mom, and it
yeah,
was very Stephen King Pet Cemetery esque of you don't wish any dead thing back. Like
No,
that
no,
is
no,
not,
no.
and she's a little girl. She doesn't fucking know. She just wants her mom back, and her mom's gone.
Yeah,
And we learned that by the end of the movie, she's been gone, and with a bunch of other people have been gone, wrapped in plastic, and that reminded me of Sicario, and I'm just like, oh god,
yeah.
like whoa.
And and like also like when she puts the chalk to like his scar, because asks him like, you think that it'll clean up my scars and on China and
The wishes are always the double edged. They're like the monkey's paw.
yeah, yeah, and like yeah, it's just you
And
know
but he did, or at least in some form, he did get, he did find the courage to put an end to the person who killed his mother.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
that was a good, that it was a very good ending, like how it was shown.
And to be fair, even if it is like, because like a lot of you're listening to this review, it's like, oh man, this is like really depressing. It's like not entirely. Like this film's also a lot about community and like being there for each other.
Right,
Like,
and the just the kids, like some, like you need a breather in this movie, and you get
mhm,
that with the kids just playing, like, or being on stage and doing stupid shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get a little 5 to 15 minute break in there when they're exploring this house before
I love
it
those
goes
kids,
right
man.
back
Like,
into kind of the
yeah,
violent aspect of it.
yeah,
But those are some of the best scenes. Those kids just drawing on the balls, and the soccer balls, and just out there playing, and the
yeah.
one room with the fish just on the floor because they had come out of the fish tank, like beautiful shot.
Oh
Like
yeah,
seriously, like this was a really thought out movie.
yeah. And that's why I'm telling like the dynamic between all the kids, and how much they all like worked so well together. Like there's like usually kids look, it's hard for me to usually like say like kids do great in films. Like I'm usually not one to really give much of a shit about what's called child performances, because like most of the time like the ones I've seen like I'm not that impressed with, but every kid in this film does so good, bro. Like
I mean, even I think he had to be, only because he was the smallest. He only had to be like 5 or 6,
yeah,
right? Like Marito, I think was his
Morito,
name.
Morito, yeah, Morito,
Yeah,
Moro,
and he ends up being kind of the big hero in all of
yeah.
this.
Oh,
He
I loved
sacrifices
Moro.
himself.
Moro's my
Like,
favorite with every
yeah.
rewatch. Yeah. But every time I watch this film, Moro's my favorite. And that
And
kid's so good.
you know he's so young that it hasn't, like, he's gone through traumatic stuff, but that doesn't stop
Yeah.
him from like welcoming, you know, the girl,
Estrella.
and
Yeah, Estrella. Yeah.
Estrella, and
Yeah.
it's good to see, and it's just good to see the kids. You have the one kid who's like kind of basically the leader, because all the other
Yeah.
kids,
It's
he's the
shiny.
smart. He really is. Him and
Yeah.
Estrella are the smartest
Yeah.
out of all of them, but I think they're the oldest too.
Yeah. 100%. They're like probably the oldest, but I still like Juan Ramon Lopez's performance as Shiny is still, it's fucking fantastic. I mean, that kid
And
is
you can
great, man.
tell he's got street smarts too. He's probably been on the street the longest and
Oh,
has seen all this
100%.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, but what are you going to go ahead and give this film, Brad?
Man, I really love this film.
Me
Like,
too.
I'm in between a 9.5 and a 10. Like that. I'm trying to think that there was a pacing thing with it for me. There really wasn't. Fuck, I'm giving it a 10. Like,
You
I
give it a
really
10.
enjoyed this movie.
I give it a 9.5. I did feel a little bit of a pace in there in the
There
middle.
might have been. It didn't
Yeah.
turn me off enough to be like, oh,
Oh no, like it still kept my
like
attention. But I was just like,
I could watch this movie again right now. Like,
yeah, 100%. 9.5. I love this film. It is one of the best directorial debuts you could ever see. One of the best films to come out of Mexico as of late, and truly one of the leading voices in horror. I'm telling you, you do not want to sleep on Isa Lopez, because she's going to be putting on some great work. And she's also a thrill to follow on Twitter. She's funny. She's great. But yeah, man, that's been our review of Tigers Are Not Afraid. And yeah, they are not afraid, right? They are not
no,
afraid. Tigers
they
are not
really are
afraid.
not.
Nope. The tigers don't cry. Tigers are not afraid.
Did you get a sense in some of this of like, well, what is actually real in this? Like what is going on sometimes? Because like I know the tiger really wasn't there. Maybe. Like that's maybe. And then she opens the door up to the whole fields out there and it's just like
Yeah.
that does that mean she passed away or it's very open-ended the ending for this movie.
Chances are that she did pass away, and she's just
Yeah.
looking at yeah. But
That's my guess is she took him out with her.
yeah, I mean, it's possible, bro. It's possible, but
I mean, you could read that ending a million kinds of ways. That
yeah,
Issa Lopez is probably the only one who actually would have an idea on
yeah. And if she's anything like
what's the
David
actual ending.
Lynch, and if she's
Ain't gonna
anything
say
like David
shit.
Lynch, she ain't gonna say shit.
Ain't gonna say shit.
She's gonna take every single ounce of information to the grave, just
Yep.
like David. David's gonna take everything to the grave. He doesn't want y'all to know anything.
We're just gonna be lost and confused.
Yeah, lost and confused. Totally confused. But that's been our review of Tigers Are Not Afraid. I want to thank you all so much for sticking around here and listening to this episode and watching this episode. For those of you who were in the live chat here, like Kylie and Stacy, thank you all so much. For those of you who are listening on the replay or watching on YouTube, we thank you so much as well. Of course, we thank our Patreon supporters because without the Patreon supporters, none of this is possible. They make sure that we are able to keep the network afloat, and we thank you all so much. If you want to become a part of our Patreon, all you need to do is go to www.patreon.com/thenerdcore and go ahead and pledge to a tier as low as $1, and you get access to a lot of content. We call it the vault because it's filled with everything before.
All things.
Yep,
Like
a lot of shit from before.
Like you'll be listening to that for probably a good 3 years.
Yeah, I'm talking like fucking movie commentaries. God, the $1 tier has had a good amount of stuff in there. I'm telling you, like if anything, all the movie commentaries that used to be up in there are pretty much good enough for y'all. Like that's a good amount of stuff.
Stacey's making a point.
Yeah. No.
Stacey's the one to bring it up.
Oh no, but yeah, do use the code the Nerdcore for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek.
Geek, yeah, SeatGeek, not Geek
yeah.
Seat. Other than yeah, SeatGeek.
Chase Cameron needs to buy another submarine, so we need to help him.
He's probably bought a few. Yeah. Let's be honest. That was 10, 12 years ago. I'm sure he bought a bigger one.
Yeah,
he's probably got like a nuclear one by now.
Yeah, but we specifically also want to talk about our producers, our writer, and our director. We want to thank our executive producer, Shane. Where can they find him, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at ThriftedIL. Go buy something from the Suppy God at Prison City Vintage in Illinois. Also, thank you, Shane, for your patronage, even though we know you haven't listened to a single episode.
100% he hasn't. He has not, man. He has not.
He's a busy man.
He has not.
But he forgot that he's even paying us.
Yeah. I can't hate on the man.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. We thank you, Shane. We thank our writer Tony.
Hey, Tony.
At Real Nerdy Dad on Twitter.
When's that man going to get us some movies?
I don't think you want to ask, Brad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying this man's. I don't know how many movies this man probably has that he can pick from.
I don't know, Brad. I'd rather not test them. But of course, we also want to thank our Kylie, our director Kylie.
Thank you, Kylie. Former champ for a day.
That wasn't a day. It was like a good amount of time, Brad. 98
I know I'm
days.
doing the air for a day thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was a good amount of days, Brad. That's cool.
Stolen.
With that.
Stolen.
Yeah, but thank you, Kylie. You can follow Kylie at Kylie PLI on Twitter, Kylie P Sports 90 on Instagram. We need to get to doing our Lego movie commentary. Kylie, I believe if you're cool, we can do it tomorrow. Right? Yeah, we can just do it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it. I've never seen the Lego movie, so I'd like to watch it.
You haven't seen the Lego movie?
No, Brad.
Shit, I've seen the Lego movie.
Cool, Brad. I haven't. Fuck you. But yeah, Yeah,
That
thank
was a
you,
little
Kylie.
aggressive there, Raul.
Well, Brad, I've never seen it.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thank you all so much for sticking around, y'all. We will see you all this tomorrow for our commentary, our Lego movie commentary. Hopefully, if it doesn't happen, I don't know what's up. But we'll also be back on Friday for our She-Hulk Attorney at Law review. Next review for the episode for a live show. No Thursday review, y'all. I have to be back home to introduce my film at the South Texas International Film Festival.
Woo.
So if you are in the Edinburgh, Texas area and you want to go see before I leave, check out the South Texas International Film Festival. They are selling $5 tickets for opening night. That's going to be at the Cinemark Movie Bistro. You guys want to go and check that out? It's going to be great. I'm going to be there. So if you want to hang out, come and check it out. I doubt none anybody from Edinburgh is listening, but go check it out.
You
y'all.
never know. You never know.
Yeah. I'll be there. I'll be doing a Q&A, and my film's gonna be showing, so I'll be there. And then Thursday, Luis will be there too. So without further ado, Brad, let's send him out.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to all of those that joined us in chat today. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I'm gonna do it like I started.
Hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Young Yoda out.